Hello everybody! Today I would like to walk you through another silk combination, and this one will include the Rebecca split, and it will also have a little knee drop, although it's just a very little one and you don't even have to drop into it, you can just lower into it. And also, as we're getting out of it, we're just gonna squeeze in another little active split position here. And yeah, as always, remember that aerial silks is a dangerous activity, so do not practice without a professional, and also use a safety mat while you're practicing. Try to practice down low at first as well before you're taking it up higher into the air. Well, let's get into it. So for this little combination, we want to start by just inverting on the silks and then crocheting one leg in and the other. You can either do both at the same time, or as I did, just put the one leg in first and then create a nice little shape by bringing the other leg into the back first, and then crochet that one in as well. This makes it look a little bit more dynamic as well. Then we want to take the silks and bring them behind our back and just cross them there twice before we bring them back to the front to us. And then we can create some spin if we want to. If you're doing this the first time, just leave out the spinning for now and just add it later on once you feel nice and safe in this whole combination. As you can see, I also released my hands of the silk here, so just make sure that you're really safe when you're doing it. Just release the one hand at first and just see how it goes, how you go, how it feels, whether you're secure enough, because here you want to be pressing your legs together as well, just to keep the tension on the silks, so the silks stay in place and they don't fall off you, and also the knot on the back that we created just before, so the little wrapping there, so that that one doesn't fall off. Also make sure that the silks are like running from your back into your armpits and then down, because then you can secure it additionally with your armpits as well here. But feel free to just hold on to the silks when you're first trying this out. So then we want to unhook our legs and just bring them into a straddle position, and while you're doing this, it might happen that you just slide a tiny bit down. This is totally normal, and just make sure you don't lose that wrap on your lower back. And here, make sure that you're really bringing those legs towards your body as well. So like while you're straddling, you really want to keep those legs kind of in front of your face, on the side where your face is looking, and not bringing them to the back, because that will make us tip over into a different position, into an upright position, but we just want to stay upside down for now. So now you just want to bring one leg closer to you, like really pike it into you, and then we're grabbing the two silk tails, putting them together, and then we're wrapping them around that leg that we brought closer to us. Again, here, as always, you can bend your leg to be able to wrap the leg a little bit easier. So as you can see, I wrapped it 3 times here, and the last wrap just went over around my foot ankle area, just to be able to create a nice shape with the silk here as we keep going. Again, here the option to create some spin if you've lost it already. I did because of the water underneath, but yeah, you can again create some spin. And for this, we can bring our legs together, which will just help us because we're in a little bit of a smaller shape. So it will help us to create more spin rather than having our legs far apart and yeah, just taking up a lot of space with our body, which will make our spinning a little bit slower. But then as we continue, we want to bring the leg that is wrapped again close to us and then grab the silk tail. Make sure you're not grabbing it too close to the leg, because then it's just gonna make it hard, depending on your flexibility, to actually access that position. So just have a little play with what positioning of the hand feels good for you. You can even start rather close to the foot and then just release it a little bit off with your hand. So the same side hand as leg that is wrapped is grabbing for that tail, and then the other hand that is free grabs the free leg as well. And we're gonna bend the knee again here, and then we're gonna grab the foot with that hand, and we want to do that from behind, so we're not bringing that hand in front of us but behind us to be able to grab that leg. And here, this is the reason why it's important to keep the other leg piked in, just to be able to again not tip over into an upright position, but to stay upside down, because now we are kind of moving that other leg to the back, so we might lose our balance here. So to be able to prevent this, we really want to pike the other leg towards us to counterbalance this, to be able to grab that leg as well without any issues. And then holding onto the silk tail and that foot, we just want to pull them towards our body, bring them closer to us. So we basically want to open this shape up, and that way we're just gonna tip into this little splitty position here, which some people call the Rebecca split. And yeah, here you can also see why you don't want to grab the silk tail too close to your foot, because our foot is pretty far out from our body. So if our arm is holding it really close to that foot, we will have to bring our leg much further down to be able to get into this position. So yeah, just keep a nice distance between your foot and your hand here. And yeah, if in doubt, you can always just release it a little bit more through your hand. So then we want to come back out of this position again. So for this, we let go of the bent leg, but the other one, we just want to keep holding onto it until we brought that bent leg back to the front of us to get that balance right again. And then we can also help with our hands to bring that silk tail over, and like this, bring our whole leg over. And yeah, then we're just gonna unwrap that leg again. And while you're unwrapping it, it's really good to actually hold on to the beginning of the wrap, so the part that is very close to your body, just to be able to not lose those silks as you're unwrapping it, and then just letting go and like letting the wrap behind your back unwrap again and fall out of it. So yeah, because we don't have those crochet legs on the top anymore because we got rid of them, so we really want to make sure that we are holding on to that part there to make sure that we don't lose the wrappings. And then we can split the silks with our hands again here. As long as we are straddling the legs forward, this position is pretty relaxed for us, but we eventually want to get out of here. So for this, we want to bring those legs that are straddling towards our body the whole time with the silks in between them. We want to bring them slightly further to the back to make it a little bit easier for us to lift up our upper body and to grab the silk poles. And as we're doing so, we want to keep hold of those silk tails. So we have one silk tail on each hand, and then additionally to that, we're going to grab the silk poles. And as you can see, I'm not letting my legs drop down completely on the other side. So to get into that vertical shape, I'm just using them a bit to bring my upper body up to be able to grab those silk poles. Then I want to bring those legs in between the silks, and one leg stays hooked onto the silks. You can choose whatever one you want. And then the other one can bend and come forwards into this nice little shape here, which doesn't look so nice out of this perspective, but from the side it would look a lot nicer. And this little in-between position will also help us to be able to sit up onto the silks a little bit easier. So the silks that was before on our lower back, this is now the part that we want to sit on. So you want to make sure that you're bringing your bum high enough to be able to sit on it, and you can help with your arms a little bit by just pulling yourself up the silks just slightly, just to get that extra little bit, because it was on our lower back. So now we don't have to get that much higher up. And then just make sure that you can sit on it and bring your upper body up. And here again, it helps when you're bringing your legs down, your upper body will come up automatically, and we're in this vertical sitting position now. So what we want to do now is to cross the silks over our legs. So I'm basically putting the silk tail that I have in my right hand over both thighs onto the other side, grabbing it with my left hand, and then vice versa, doing the same thing with the silks that is in my left arm, bringing it over. So I'm basically swapping the silks, and as I do so, I'm wrapping them on over the top of my thigh. And here you just want to be careful to not lose the tension of it. So yeah, just make sure that you always keep the tension going. Take your time as you're doing this. So you can bring the right hand over first, and then hold with the left hand onto that new silk that got there. while still holding onto the old silk tail that the left hand was holding onto anyways. And then with the other hand, you grab that silk that was in the left hand and place it over your legs onto the other side again. Now you want to hold on to both those silk tails tightly, and then you're basically going to drop into a little knee hang. And here you can see that I'm bringing my legs slightly higher up to be able to really make the silks or the wrapping drop all the way down from under my bum to where my knees are, because I'm holding onto the silk. That's gonna just adjust that little wrap that I have here, and I'm basically falling backwards into this. I'm keeping my knees bent at all times though, because we want to catch the wrapping with our knees. So here you can again create some spin if you like, or yeah, do a little back bend shape. My back bends aren't the best, but at least I tried. And yeah, then we can get back out of it. So we're just gonna take a little bit of momentum to bring your upper body up. Of course, you can just use your ab strength as well, but taking a bit of momentum just makes it easier. We're gonna grab those silk poles again, and then we want to try to loosen off that wrapping and to get one leg out. So my silk, because it was wet, it was pretty sticky here. But yeah, anyways, you want to just bring one leg out of it, and then you're in like this nice little splitty position. And then with that leg that is out already, you can help with that leg to get the other foot out. Or if you're on your bed split side, you've realized, oh, I've taken out the wrong leg, you can just bring it back in and swap the legs here, as I did. So I did this nice little splitty shape here, and then you can just flip out the other leg as well while holding onto the silks really, really tightly. Or yeah, you can help with that free leg to get the wrapping off if it just doesn't want to come off like this. But because I swapped legs here, it was easy for me to just flip that leg out. And that was basically the whole combination. Have fun with it.